Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our webinar on automating your loan review with Laserfiche. I'm Scott Cowan. I'll be your host today. I'm an account executive with CDI. And today we're going to really talk about how you can use Laserfiche and some associated products, Laserfiche Forms, Workflow, and one of our products, DocStream, to automate your loan review process. This webinar is primarily geared towards credit unions and banks in the financial industry, but all are welcome to join. So let's talk about the loan review automation, what we're going to look at today. We're going to show Laserfiche Forms, how to fill out and submit these forms. Today we'll be using a sample loan application. We're going to use Workflow to route that form to the correct people, notification messages as necessary, and the automated work steps that go on in the background, and I'll show you how that works a little bit later in the webinar. We're going to talk about how to create a tracking document or a tracking document. And what that means is that we have a program called DocStream, and that allows you to create a package, if you will, of various documents that might comprise a loan packet. And we'll show you how this is automatically set up with Laserfiche and how you can use that internally to track the status of these documents. Finally, we'll talk about and show how we can use DocuSign with CDI. We have written a DocuSign integration that allows you to both sign and retrieve documents straight back into the repository, along with alert notifications. Show you how that looks in Laserfiche from a lookup standpoint. Member notifications, what can be done with that, or customer notifications. And finally, how we can archive and store that document once it's been completed. Few housekeeping items. We are going to mute the participants. However, if you have questions, you can certainly type them in the question box and we'll respond to them as we can. All slides and screenshots will be available upon request, and you'll get the link information afterwards. And we are recording this webinar and will be put out on CDI's YouTube website here within the next 1 to 2 weeks. So I appreciate everybody's time today. Look forward, as I say, to spending the next half hour with you. As I say, please take advantage of the questions tab. And if you need further help or support, you can reach us at the following URLs. I won't read them all to you, but basically cdi.support gets you to our website, and from there you can navigate. If you'd like to reach out to me directly, my phone number, easiest way, scott.cowan at cdi.support. So appreciate everybody's time this morning. Look forward to, as I say, spending the next little while with you. And with that, we'll go ahead and get going. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to fill out a loan application. Now, this is an application that is built in Laserfiche in a product called Laserfiche Forms. It can be tied in to pull customer member data back automatically. Today, I'm just going to fill it out. So as you can see, we're going to use the last name. We'll use my first name as my last name, and we'll just use Tony Scott. It's a generic name. Now, I've filled this out a few times, so it's going to remember some of the data. And in the interest of time, I'll just click through these fields. You can set this up. This is a grouping of data that you can build out in Laserfiche Forms. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the zip code, 84107, and USA. Now you notice this area with the stars and everything else, it's required information, and the star says that it has to be in a specific format. So a phone number is usually 801 dash the number. So it will validate that as you're entering that, and then an email. We'll use an archaic email because it'll never get there. And same thing with social security number. So you'll notice specific formats. Now, one thing that is very nice with Laserfiche is it supports a process called dynamic fields. So you notice that I have two radio buttons here. One says no, do I have a co-applicant, or yes. If I click yes, you can see that the form will expand to allow you to fill out the co-applicant information. Now, in the interest of time, we're not going to go through that. So I'm just going to come up here and click no applicant, and you'll notice that that piece or that section of the form disappears, and it's just requesting the information we're going to put in to apply for the loan. So in this scenario, we're going to use $5,000 for 5 years. And you can have the purposes of the loan here built into the form, or you can also have a pull down. And we're just going to say this is a consolidation loan for, since we just got through the holidays, Christmas debt. So this will pay for all the kids' Xboxes and Amazon cards. You also have the ability with forms to upload documents. I'm sure many of you use web forms where you can upload documents. So if on the different types of loan forms that you create, you need, additional information, you can just simply print to this, or you can print to the desktop and bring them in, as an upload file. And so you can build those kind of things in, and it will mark those documents appropriately. Obviously, we're not going to do that today. So one of the things I'm going to do is just finish this form off and click submit. Now what it's going to do in the background is I'm going to submit this form. Workflow is going to grab this form. It's going to send it out to DocuSign in a template format so that I can electronically sign that. And I'll show you how all that works through my email inbox. And we can go through those items to sign this and start the whole process. So with that, I will click submit. You can see that it is submitting right now. That's actually going out into Laserfiche. It's submitting the form. And we'll go ahead and recover that form, find out what's going on here. Okay, go ahead and resubmit that. That form has been submitted. So I'm going to go back out. We'll look at my email inbox, and I should get an email here shortly from Laserfiche and DocuSign. There it is. It's got a test document. This is actually a live DocuSign environment, but we do have our own demo account. So I'm going to open the document to sign, just like you would in a real-time environment. And you'll notice that I have an agreement to accept electronic signatures. So there is the actual loan application form. We're mocking up Metropolitan Federal Credit Union. And you'll notice that it's brought the information from that application form and filled that out into a fillable PDF. So there's Tony Scott, his information, the phone numbers, everything that we had put in, Social Security, dollar amounts, etc. If I click start, we come down and you can see that I can sign this document electronically. If I hover over that, it tells me, that I'm agreeing to do this. Pick the signature that looks closest. This is Jason Ramelsberg test account. He's one of our CDI test employees or employees that does this for us. So I'm going to go ahead and sign that. Review it. Is that correct? Yes. So I'll go ahead and click finish. And the nice thing is, once I've done that, DocuSign is going to send me back and/or notifications that you want to set up in workflow that document. This document is now complete. There's a copy of it that's been sent to the member or the customer. So there's the application with all the fill along with the signature. And that's what comes back to the member or the customer. And then if we go back over here, we have a process that goes on in the background where we're going to open up our next product, which is called DocStream. I'm going to take a few minutes to go through DocStream and explain how this works. So DocStream is a loan tracking program that allows you to create document packets. And these document packets will comprise multiple, like applications, credit reports, disclosures, things like that. While this is processing, it takes about 4 or 5 minutes to run through workflow on this. So while we're processing through this, I'll take you through how DocStream works, and then we'll come back in and look at the packet that's automatically been created for our test documents. So you notice that I have a dashboard that has come up. So for this signature loan, there are a number of different documents required. There's the application, any correspondence that may come in, like emails or back and forth letters that maybe you had to have sent in. If you're pulling a credit report, the printout of that credit report that can be added. A disclosure, all lending forms require disclosures. Did they look at that? Did they sign that? Have they reviewed that, etc.? Some loans require income verification, and that that can come from employer, obviously. Again, you can scan in, if you get an email, you can print that, and we can drag and drop all this information over. In this case, I don't know, we have a marriage license. We won't worry about this one for this loan. POI, right, proof of insurance, a new document. So you can see that within DocStream, I have all these different documents that we may require to complete this loan. And you'll notice over here on the progress that I have a status. Have I received that document? Well, whether this has been marked green, I have not only received it, and if I just receive it, this middle light will change to yellow. But if I change it and look at it and review and say, yes, this is good, I can mark that as complete. It'll change that status light to green, and it'll actually allow you to go straight into the repository for those documents. So you can see that on this document, there are 2 pages. If I click on that, it'll open up our Laserfiche repository, take me right to that document. Same thing as I come down through. Now, I don't have anything here for this document or this one, but you can see that under the proof of insurance, I have a PDF document there. Again, if I click on that, it'll open that in Laserfiche, and a new document, which might be miscellaneous. One of the other things that's really, really nice about DocStream is it gives us the ability, like in the mortgage and lending area, to match up the stack order of these documents. So most investors and third parties that you may sell these mortgage loans, etc. over, they're going to require these documents to be put in a specific order, the stack order. And you have the ability in DocStream to specify what that stack order is. So when you get all those documents lined up in the order that you need, we can click what's called a finish button. It'll create an electronic packet of that, putting these documents in place in the specific stack order with separator sheets between them, so that as the end users go down and look through these things, pages 1 through 2 might be the application, 3 through 5 might be any correspondence, etc. And I'll show you that at the end when we get our other packet in of how that works. But one of the nice features of DocStream is the ability to come in, create the stack order, load all of your documents in, and have that automatically created, put in the order that you need in preparation of sending those on. We'll come back over here and see if our process has been completed yet. We're still waiting for the workflows to go on in the background, and as you can see, account 1111 was the account that we just did. So you can see that that packet has automatically been created by Laserfiche. So the document came down from DocuSign. We imported it into Laserfiche, which is the backend repository. We ran workflows against that created the different packet requirements. And when I open that one up, and it'll take just a minute to open up, you'll see the specific document types that were associated with this particular signature loan. And so as we wait for that to open, again, you're going to see that the documents that we need are here. And you can see that that application that we already filled out has been marked as completed. So we know it's there. If I highlight that, you know the application is there. But I also need to bring in these other documents. So I have some test documents that I'll just bring over here. And the real easy way is to just, you know, drag and drop that. So we'll go into my little demo document folder, and you'll see that I have a disbursement request. So that's basically our disclosure. So if I just simply drag that over and drop that on, it's going to import that. And you'll see the status here, and it's changed. And then I have a pay stub, which will be our income verification. So I'll bring that one over as well. And you can see that the status on that is changing. When that import is complete, it will also change to yellow. And finally, I have the sample credit report. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that over and just drop that over the top of the credit report or credit approval. And we will then complete this. So you notice that I have all but one document, correspondence. Well, what do you do if there's no correspondence? If you right click and come down here and say mark this as an empty document, it does a couple of things. One is it provides a compliance, right? Why, when somebody's reviewing this loan packet, why aren't there any correspondence documents? They're not required. So I can create a list of pull down for things. Sometimes, you know, I had a conversation with the lender, you know, it's a known member or customer to us. In this case, we're just going to say not required. And when I mark that, you'll see that it also changes to yellow. And one of the things I can do is mark all of those documents complete so that now I can move forward and finish this packet. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark all these documents as complete. And while I do that, I'll bring up a workflow diagram to show you this. And so as we went through everything, initially, we sent the document out to DocuSign, and it created the document, it added the signatures. We then sent that out. It came back, you saw me open that document up, it was emailed out to the member. And once we receive that back into Laserfiche, we run through a whole workflow process. We retrieve field values from a database if necessary, from the document, however we need to do it. And you can see that we go down and we search the repository for, you know, any other values. We put delays in there to give the process time to work through. We also search the repository for the application, because we know we've already sent the application out, got a signed application back. We want to add that into that docstream packet and mark that as received. And you remember that was when it changed to the yellow. And then if we need to do any routing to branches, or if we need to, you know, move pages, et cetera, we can do that. And finally, at the end of the day, that document's been marked complete in docstream. And we then bring that over into Laserfiche. And what we have is, if we come into Laserfiche and look at our repository, and we refresh this, we'll have, it might take a minute, but we should have a signature loan coming in that will go through those processes. So if we come up here into accounts, we go into loans, and it might take a minute, and complete, you know, those documents will come over and be marked as complete. They're out there for us. Anything that we need to do from that point on is available to us, and we can then move forward with the next loan or anything else. But if we go back into the docstream and we look at, you know, the status and everything we were just using, And we come back here and we mark that as complete, or as finished, I guess I should say. We'll do that. That's when it starts and kicks off the whole process. So basically, start to finish, we mark everything out, we mark everything as finished, we come back into Laserfiche, and those documents and everything that we have now wanted to create are back stored in the repository along with everything else. Signatures, auto loans, everything else that we might want. And we are done. So to recap everything we talked about, you know, these are the steps that we went through. We filled out the forms, we did the lookups, we did the notifications, we did the archive and storage, we finished the products over in DocStream, stored them in Laserfiche, sent out any notifications, and then we're done. I'm not showing any questions. Are there any questions before we wrap up the webinar today? Great. Well, as I say, my name is Scott Cowan. I can be reached at scott.cowan@cdi.support, or any of these other emails. You can go out to www.cdi.support for more information. But I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. I hope it's been informative for you, and I wish you all a wonderful day. Thanks very much. Goodbye.